This is lab 6 of computer science, where we are asked to use a number generator within our code to generate a random amount of blinks and LEDs meant to have, which then a photocell sees and then sends to a piezo or speaker to give you an output of how many times the light is blinked. So let's look at this real quick. I did mine kind of different than the actual lab because we don't need 2 LEDs here. We only need 1 actually, but I wanted to just so I can see like which part of my code is doing what. Because within our lab, we were asked to have a photocell see for us instead of our eyes how many times the light is blinked. But what I did was I have 1 visual for the human eye and then 1 for the photocell to see. So after these blink, it takes a couple seconds, but then the photocell reads it and then sends a current to A0 over here, which tells the code how many times the light has blinked and then tells the piezo to make that many sounds. Let's see this in real life real quick though. So the light blinked 3 times, so the piezo blinks or beeps 3 times. This time it blinked 5 times, 5 times out of the piezo. It's going to keep on doing this for ever. And I set 1 through 6, so it's not going to proceed 6. This time it does 4. Random. See? That's it. But let's take a look at the actual code for this. There's a bit going on here, but really not too much at the same time. See, if we look at our first top part, we have 3 inputs. They're constant. We have LED 9, A0, and 8. Each one are just inputs for the board to, well, I guess outputs actually, because LED is output, your LDR or photocell, which is an input, but your piezo pin 8, which is an output. We also see int, random numbers, and counted blinks. It says 0 because it's going to ground, but this is just for your inner part of your code. We then go to our void loop, which we first start off with number generator, which is 1 through 6. Which I also have it set to a serial print so that if you go into your computer, when you upload this, you can see how many times the number generator actually goes for before the light actually does. Then we go to our LED, which is just on for 500 milliseconds and then off for 500 milliseconds, and it just counts for each number generator is I++, 1 each time until you meet however much the number generator made. Then you have your next bar, which is your counted blinks, which is just your photocell, which is just counting how many random numbers there are. And then for the piezo, it's very similar to the LED, where it's just I++ until you get to your however many the photocell read, and then has a delay of 500 milliseconds. And then for your last part, we have 5,000 milliseconds to your next loop. I made it kind of slow, but you know, I don't know. Then for the last part of your code, we have our a few ints. We have our count blinks, and then expected blinks, detected blinks, which is set to 0, and then you also have 4 int I equals 0, I, which is expected blinks, times 2 I++ until you get your answer. If your photocell value is less than 500, the detected blinks plus is delayed by 500. But because we have it set to times 2, we then have to divide by 2 so that it doesn't duplicate over itself after a while.